Hello everyone, I'm Ate Tin, and today I'm going to teach you on how to use the printed template I have provided. This will be the only pre-cut thing I'd ask you to prepare since we don't have enough time at the workshop. Using printed templates is a great way to have precise shapes in paper cutting. They help remind you of the elements you need to create, can be modified or discarded, and can even lead to creation of new shapes. Are you ready? Let's begin! Let me just explain to you the templates for the solos and the multiples. With the multiples, it would be totally up to you how many of each ingredient you will prepare. Then, I will also explain to you what a pre-cut background is and how to choose the recyclable materials you can prepare for our workshop. For example, for the multiples, the sweetened saba, you might need to cut 2 to 3 pieces. As for the sago, maybe since it's small, you can prepare 3 to 5 pieces. For the solos, only need to make one of each. Unless you want to make extras, you can do so. Just also keep in mind that if certain ingredients fall on the same color, try different shades of that color so that they will be identified against each other. So feel free to do paper collage. It's all about experimenting. Tara, simulan na natin. Before we start, let's gather our material first. So again, we have our scissors. I have this big one for the hard papers or cardboards. This is for the thin ones or the small papers, but you can use your own, so no problem about that. I have 2 types of glue, the white glue, which is in liquid form, right? And the glue stick. So why the white glue? Based on my experience, it's very good for thick paper, cardboards, and things like that. But since it's a wet material, we will be using thin papers as well, like the parchment paper and the tracing paper, that will be absorbing the glue immediately because it's very thin. It will wrinkle, that's why we will use a glue stick. I will explain more about it when we do the frosted glass base and the shaved ice. Okay, so you know from the invitation already, you were encouraged to recycle paper because that is actually what I do. So I will show you some of the papers that I will use, okay? Let's look at our templates. So when you are starting this, I want to remind you to view the reference photo so you will have an idea of what colors you will be needing. So for example, the ice cream I chose was ube ice cream. However, you can choose any color that you want. Vanilla, chocolate, it will be totally up to you. But the basic ones are the standard ones that are usually gonna be expected to be there. So we have the ube halaya, the red mongo beans that are usually red-violet. So we need to think of all of these 3 that are in the shades of violet or purple. So here, you will see me using an art paper. This is now the color envelope. This is a textured paper. This is a cardboard box of vitamins that I plan to use for the detailed section. This is a recycled box of a chocolate. And this is an old construction paper that will go well. Just so I have options, and then this is what I'm planning for the red mongo. This is a bit of a dark violet or a maroon like cartolina. And then what else? So next ay yung different types of transparent paper. So for tracing paper and parchment paper, this is just an option that I'm just going to show you how to repurpose these. Here's a coffee filter that I found in Japan surplus. I am using it for other themes of my collages, but it is one of my signature things to do, which I play with transparent papers like this material. So right now, I am thinking if I'm gonna use this for the frosted glass. See? So we're going to trace this later, but I'm worried if this will be able to hold down or be secured since I will be putting this in the background for the frosted glass. So I'm still weighing this option. For the parchment paper, you can see that it can still see the background but not so much. Unlike the tracing paper that you can really see everything. But for repurposing tracing paper, we're not gonna use it to trace, but rather we will use it for the shaved ice as a component, as a media. So you can see some of the ingredients though, like with ice, right? When in an actual halo-halo, when it's melting, you can actually see the ingredients. This is what I am planning with our collage as well. So when you pour the milk, it will be understood there that the shaved ice have melted. And then we can cut this later. So yun, we're gonna have to use this stuff. And then this one is for the sago. I'm repurposing the cardboard many times. I do this. I reuse cardboard from 7-Eleven, the packaging, because it's a good material. They're very vibrant in color. And what do I feel like doing at the moment? Okay. Let's do the greens first. Okay. So let's choose which are the greens. So the gulaman, I gave you there 2 gulaman shapes. So you have options. And then what else is the green? Yan, nakahon. Okay. So, okay, I think that the kaong would be best used on this. Because diba it's always dark. So let's cut, example, let's cut this. And then, let's cut the stencil. Because we're gonna use it to trace the shape, okay? It's not only a reference on what it looks, but it's also for the shape. I do this in all of my works, as in. So, ito. It's okay not to be perfect, just make sure you get the exact shape ng line. Para parehas tayo. Sige. Now, let's cut. Now, ito yung ating multiples. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang isa gagawin natin na ganitong marami. Ay, depende pala sa inyo kung gaano karami. Sorry. Okay, so ito yung isa. Okay. Sorry, naputol yung video. But, let's do it again. So, these are for the kaong. Trace nyo also to. Kasi ito, mamaya lalagyan natin yun ng details. Ay, mamaya. Later on. Sa workshop. Ayan. That's our kaong for now. And pag sama-samahin nyo din, baka makalimutan natin. You can make more if you want. Pero okay, yan na muna for now. Now, next we have to do the gulaman. So, we're not gonna use this. I'm gonna use this one. So, we have 2 types of gulaman here. So, you can see. Gulaman number 1 and then gulaman number 2. So, ganun pa rin. Cut the sides, ha. And then, itong isa.
Now, you can make more of this. Maybe like 2 each. Yeah, isa pa pala sa style na ginagawa ko. When you're gonna make multiples, try to do it in odd numbers. So like kanina, 3 kaongs. So it's either we do 1 or 3, 5, 7, okay? Because kuwento ko siya pag nag-assemble na tayo. Kasi it's hard if I explain it. So we have 2 gulaman options here. So you can imagine if once we place it, we can baliktad it like that, or make it like this, or put it next to somewhere else. Alam mo yon, you can play with it. So you just need the basic shape. You notice I always do this. I'm at the end all the time. Because I'm trying not to going all the way in the middle. That's how you'll have more scraps of paper. I get annoyed kasi pag ganun. So kung saan yung pinakamalapit ko, doon ako nagtatabas. Dahil meron time, many of my papers are recycled or repurposed. It's not easy to find them. Like for example, I have ones that I bought, you know, yung sa SM hypermarket, they're selling their turon na may stripes. Sometimes I use that for traje de mestiza. Like here. See? Means like ito. Sometimes bihira siya makuha, you need to buy, and sometimes that you got used of using the same material. But syempre, you buy turon at that moment. So matipid ako. I think that's one thing about me and my process is medyo mindful ako kung saan magkakaroon ng kalat, as well as kung magsasayang ba ako ng space. Because paper is really a messy kind of medium. Okay, kaya pala medyo weirdo ang itsura. Ba't pala ganyan? Got this one wrong. Should be the shape like that. See? That makes it more like a rectangle. See? So that's what we're gonna trace next again. Like that. If you find mali yung sa stencil, you can modify it. So, raw, you can already see. And don't forget to make sure na when you're tracing, you already put also where the lines are. Kasi, when I meet you at the workshop, we're gonna fill that in with more details. That's why it has to be already pre-made. Okay. Then, these videos will be available also. So, don't panic. In case na baka mas mabilis siya than what you have expected. You can make your own shapes actually. You can make your own shape of the gulaman. It's just like a small box. Example, maybe I want it like this. Diba yung gulaman minsan hindi naman siya defined na gano'n ang itsura. Yan, pwedeng pa gano'n. Diba naman? Okay, ito yung gulaman number 1. Then we do the other one. Hanggang different dito. Ito parehas pala. So, napaka-importante ng stencil. For me, especially if you are doing or wanna play around with paper. Kasi, unless you're a spontaneous type, you know, yung parang, sige, you do based on pwede rin yun. Pero, for someone like me, na medyo ayaw magsayang ng papel, or, for example, I have a specific goal on what I'm doing, I need like, visually, what it will look like, hindi yung kung kailan naggagawa na ako, tsaka pa lang ako mag-iisip, anong shape kaya, or anong form kaya. Hindi ako ganun. Medyo, I plan first what I'm gonna do. Kasi kahit trial and error siya, it should be an educated trial and error. Though, it can still turn out great if you're experimenting, like, the opposite of what I do. Okay lang siya. Kasi, everyone is created differently. So, for now, ito muna. So, we have 5 at the moment. Okay, so that's for our greens. Okay, now I plan to do the colors that are in yellows. So the yellows are the corn, the saba, and the langka, right? So the ones that we know that are sweetened are these two. So they are expected to have darker to like amber color. So this one should be the brown one. And then yung leche flan is on the other one. But for now, we will do first the multiples. Let's do the saba first. Hold on. Color of the corn. Kasi bright yung corn. So, same lang. Itong isa sa technique na ginagawa ko din. Gusto nyo, trace nyo na lahat bago kayo tawag nito, cut. Okay. Again, pwede nyo ulit siya bago-baguhin ng shape, anong form. Bawa, nakuha nyo na yung isang shape. Tapos, gusto nyo, research kayo online. Ano pa ba yung ibang ways on how a corn looks like? Pwede nyo rin siya gawin. Kasi, sa workshop, ituturo ko rin naman sa inyo. As long as, don't forget to put the lines, okay, kung saan natin ilalagay yung mga other colors. this is another way of trying to, how to say, reuse paper. And boxes kasi, if you don't know, these papers, some of them are hard to be recycled dahil they have, akala nyo porque cardboard nare-recycle yan, hindi. Kasi may iba dyan, may mga naka-foil siya. Like yung, like ito. See? And then also, yung animals, yung mga stray, minsan, kinakain nila yung mga ganyan, yung mga cardboard ng cake. And sometimes it goes inside their body. So parang, for me, isa to sa way na kung paano ako makakatulong sa environment, but also trying to remember where does the trash go after. Again, it's up to you if you're having fun. Maybe in the future, gusto nyo, gawa kayo ng collage naman ng nataang mais. Ayan, meron na kayong template kung paano. At saka yung shape ng baso. Actually, pwede rin kayo gumawa ng sarili ng baso. Pero the goal kasi of the workshop is for you all to be able to learn una, a new media, which is paper. And not only paper, but recycled paper. Especially y'all are students. And you'll always have these things. Recycle test papers. You have your Manila paper. Ay, hindi na yata pala kayo ng Manila paper. Ako na lang pala. Very little lang. Then compared on ripping things in the middle, or you know, like how the others, or how we were used of doing things. Ay, cut sa gitna. So maganda rin na from start to finish. Little lang yung magagamit nating trash. So yan yung core natin. Maybe can make some more, pero for now yan na lang muna. And then usog natin yan. Ano pang meron natin exam? Saba. So itong saba, alam natin ano yan. Like this. Right? Yan ang bagay dyan. So let's cut this first. Same procedure. Trace. Medyo na makakala nyo parang mahihirapan nyo. Kasi my tripod is in the way. Parang mag-contortionist ito na so yeah, in case may kailanganin ba tayong mga saba. Oops. Ay, saba ba? Saging pala. Okay, now we're gonna cut. I also use this small scissor minsan. This is actually a grooming scissor. I like it because it has a curve already in it, which gives more style when you cut, and it also helps out when it's already curved. Mabilis siya kumpara malalaki or the usual scissors that we use. And it's small, it's faster to manipulate. Mabilis lang siya. It won't take you long. Tapos, we will probably use the same thing for the langka. We will just we'll just separate where they are gonna be placed later para di tayo malito. Tapos, another way to maximize this box is trying to find spots where the template will fit. Para pagtapon mo, na-maximize mo yung color, ay yung space. Now, itong sa langka, pwede kayo mag-freestyle with this. So, I know that we put so many langka, but let's try to freestyle it or make your own shape. Something like this. Tapos, maybe I will use this. So, I will know where most likely. Okay. So, there's a pattern there. Where most likely I will be putting the details. Para pag nag-place tayo, meron tayong mga options of shape. Now, what's next? Oh, let's try this. the sago. The sago I wanted ay let's see this red mung beans. I will change the color of the sago. I just had an idea. I had that grug moment. That cartolina is one of my rare cartolinas. I can't find that color anymore. That's why I'm so matipid using it. Now with this one, because it's so small, you can add more. It's up to you if you have still the time, or you think like you need some more to fill in the space later once you're assembling it. You can make more, actually. Kasi the goal of the halo-halo naman, diba, is to fill in the space. Make it colorful. Don't have anything na mga packaging boxes ganyan, you can still use yung mga construction paper, art paper, no problem. Find the nearest color. If there isn't, you can use bond paper, color it, then cut it. No problem with that too. Okay. So those are the beans. So para siya talagang ingredients. Ay, meron pa isa. Okay. Now, just let me clean up. At ayoko nang makalat. Wow, okay. So, I was just checking little bit kung ano pa yung kailangan natin. So, we're gonna do the sago now and the kamote, okay? So far, maganda naman ang ating gawa na progress. Itong sago, asa na? Ay, dito. Itong sago, tingin ko kailangan natin ng medyo madami. Okay, so anong gagamitin natin dyan? Siyempre, yung red ko kanina na pad thai. Okay. Karton la tayo parate. We also want to hold for them to hold together. Kasi matigas na sila lahat. I mean, the details. Kasi sa workshop, the details, it cannot just look like that. Kasi that's just what we call the base color. Kung nagko-color ka, yun lang yung base. Hindi yan yung main na details. So, yun yung gagawin natin when I see you. So, for now, kailangan magawa natin ito. Because it is a very crucial step and might need more time. And also, it can serve as your warm up na on what we are gonna be doing, 'di ba? So the other topic, the other part of the workshop is for you to also get to know that through art, you can also spread awareness. So, many people, many artists, right, they have their own like theme, kung ano yung kanilang gustong i-drawing. So, ako, si Ate Tim, gusto ko i-drawing ay mga makabayan themes, mga promoting our heritage. Kasi mixed yung kids ko. So, gusto ko from me matutunan nila in a very interesting way, lalo mga homeschool sila, about food, textiles, indigenous people, where do they live, what region, di ba, sa AP, festivals, pinag-aralan nyo na yan sa AP, and so many more. And also, I'm a picture book illustrator. This is my way on helping out to educate. Though through mga ganito, drawing and illustrating, I really hope that through my little actions, it will help encourage the new generation to be creative, lalo na in a very digital world where people don't use tools anymore, like example, like me. I use scissors, right? But now there are machines now that cut paper. Do you know that? Not only cut paper, they cut it precisely, perfect. And what makes human-made and machine-made different is that the person who made it took a lot of time, took a lot of mind to do it, took a lot of concentration. And once we start forgetting to do things like that in this manner, we will just get used to having automated things. Everything, we're like spoiled brats, like what I would say. So it's best that we are very limited. We have 6 at the moment. So we can make some more, pero for now, yun na muna. So now, we're gonna do the beans, the sweetened beans, right? So, I have these journaling ephemeras. If you're not familiar for scrapbooking or vintage journaling, this is a type of papers that are purposely made look old or vintage, like they stain coffee in it purposely, or soak it in tea, or whatever else that they try to do. So it forms all these stains and vintage look. So this was the first one that I was thinking that will be good for the beans, right? Because the beans are not sure if like they're gray or brown, but I think this would be the perfect one among all of them, di ba? So let's cut this. So with you, it's up to you. What do you find? You can make your own color on the paper. You can even paint paper. Make your own art papers and color it to make it interesting. Because collage is actually, in general, it's not only cutting paper but reusing paper in a different way. Then some more. Sometimes I go derecho like this because the paper is thin. See? So I plan to go in like this. Lessen the time of the tracing. And it's also nice na hindi sila magkakaparehas ng size. See? Actually, it's weird because even though you already have the stencils, there are moments na kahit na-trace mo na at lahat, nagbabago pa rin talaga yung shape. Ewan ko kung bakit. Siguro ako lang. But, yeah, that's that. So, the videos are not on time-lapse para you can see on real time. I know na it would be a bit slow for some to do this, but it's okay. You just need to take your time. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this template video, is so that mag-warm up yung kamay nyo, yung katawan nyo, yung mind nyo, how will this work. Kasi, pag doon pa tayo sa workshop, biglaan mag ganito, baka mag-adjust din kayo. At least may idea na kayo kung paano gagawin natin. Oops. Siyempre, yung template natin, sama pa rin natin kasi we'll never know. Now, just let me get rid of this. So now we're gonna do the kamote. So with the kamote, I plan to use this. The one from 7-Eleven also. And this. This is an old paper that I used. I reused the page from the worksheet of my daughter, see, the test paper. So what I've done was color it with acrylic, and some of them before I used to stamp on them to make shapes, and I figured we can use this part, see, because they were both different. I'll show you why. Okay, let's cut first the sweet potato. Sweet potato one.
My favorite ate is the Senate stew. The mouse for you.
So you see this?
It's the best one for me. That was the ate.
These, right? What we're planning to do is to make it look like the other one has a lighter shade and the other one has a darker shade. It's like making it, starting to make it look in 2D, or the side. We're trying to show now the side. So just let me figure out which one would, which one would go best.
I don't like this one. I should keep on fighting with it now. It's not like it's their fault that they
Let's use this one as the front. Let me put this away. So let's trace this one. So you will see that unlike other artists, most of my papers are right, wrinkly, used up na. Kasi ganun talaga ako as an artist. So I hope it doesn't bother you. I am the one of the messy kind. Do the others.
on the same thing.
You just press enter. Thank you, Nak. So we have that, right? Just always remember what shape it was. Don't forget.
That's 𝘗𝘂𝘁.
I forgot na hindi pala natin kailangan ng madami.
That's 𝘗𝘂𝘁.
I forgot na hindi pala natin kailangan ng madami. Okay, let's do 3 for now. Okay, 3. So remember the shape of that was like this, yeah? Now we're gonna do the one at the back. Now with this one, we're gonna have to put an extra bit. Paano yun? Like this. So the goal is, ano yung isang extra? Okay. So the goal is, so we cut this part, right? So this one should have another one like this. Why are we doing that? Because when we glue it later, they need to hold each other like this. because it's the thicker paper, it has to hold on to the thin paper. So, ito, di ba? Ito yung shape. Right? And then, let's make an extra because that is the one that will hold the paper like this. Now this is option 1. And then let's go get a paper.
She didn't want to make another of this actually, but she did to honor actually Carlos.
Put the tip of the other one, not all of it, okay? To cover that part. See? The goal is for them to hold on to each other and form a shape. You see it? Now this is option 1. See? So let's do that thing too. We do one version and then the other one na baliktad. So just let me trace both. Oh, okay. You can try some else.
Coordination was a terror. Was it the coordination? I think it was the coordination. No, whatever the name for it. Check. And where's my blue? It's a combination from the back and the front. Why did they get confused like that? Where did we go? Shut. It's bluish purple. Yeah, it's bluish. I think it looks like off. It is so small.
Bacon.
This is also really cool. This is here. Those are in long.
Nalito tuloy.
I know like this one's bad because she was like not let me say that. But remember she's the same one that got poisoned. It's got a funny back. But see, don't the birthday trigger and then there is some wrong here.
Okay.
Okay, what's your turn?
This is the other one.
I like my nails black sweeter. But see, don't the birthday trigger and then there is some wrong here.
Okay.
Okay, what's your turn?
This is the other one.
I like my nails black sweeter.
Okay, so you go here. Now you can move it around now and make your own shape. Like this. You said you need to copy mine entirely. You can make your own. And then one more. Once you get into the groove of doing it on your own, your brain will tell you, why won't you try this one or that one? And give in to that. Enjoy the process. See? So this is like the, how can I say it? Like a preview of what we're gonna do in the workshop. You see? Making it look like 3D a bit. It's starting to become more defined with the shape without really actually making, you know, these bold lines or so obvious, right? With changing the colors of it, the shades, you can start to see that you can make patterns and shape. Diba, ganyan. Magkakasama sila nung nilagay ng tindera. Pwede yan. So that's the sweet potato. Now, okay. Let's see what we have next. Let me just clear things up. Now we have the nata de coco. Oh wow, the nata de coco. Where's that? So with the nata de coco, I plan to use two. Let's see. Do we want to use two? So I don't have an extra very light blue. So you see, because we used a magazine, it has its own, where the gray falls, where the other shades fall. So that's why I wasn't really considering on having an extra color. So let's see. Let's try here. See, that's one. See? 𝘗𝘂𝘬𝗏 has its shade. And later, pag magkakasama na yan, you can just mix and match which can go where. So you see, there's a line there. We will try to follow that, because it would be nice to use when we're already gonna put the details. It's already there. Though when it's me, I already know what to do. But with you, that you will need your invisible guidelines, don't forget to trace it so that there's a hint of how are you gonna do it. See, it's starting to have shape. And isn't that a creative way of making nata de coco? Because nata de coco is really like that. So let's see what more. Oh wow, you can use this one. So you see I had my line there. So you can use that on our advantage.
I just get scared. You know.
Nata de coco. So again, put it on one side. And we think of something else. The pinny pig, we can just do it there. Ah, yes, the makapuno. So now with the makapuno, let's think of something. What is a makapuno really? It's glossy. It's, what kind of white is it close to? So it has this kind of like you know, like grayish but warm, no? Let's see if I can think of something. Well, how about this? It's already here in any case. Let's try this. So I'm gonna be reusing the French Baker packet.
Shadow! But it's kind of enough feeling.
Actually, with this you can form any shape now. You can make maybe 3 strips. Now keeping that shape in mind, since halo-halo is like it follows the shape, you can just make your own shape now. And then let's define it when we go into the workshop. And see. As long as the main color is already there, the main background, it would be easier to find a way on how to define the features of everything, of every item rather. Okay, so that's it. We just finished the solos group. The pinipig, I cannot do it yet because it's too small, and I plan for us to just do that when we're already finishing, because it might get lost. Now we're gonna do the solos. So like what I mentioned earlier, these are the ones that will be only needed to be done once. Okay, so let's start with the
let's start with the evaporated milk. So let's cut it first. So this will be the background of most of the ingredients. So let's use this. Okay. Let me cut first the golden this design. We can still use this for other things. Now, oh. So as much as possible, also try to choose a paper that's a bit hard, because this will be the main background of all the ingredients. So if it's thin and then you have recycled cardboards or folders that you used for the colors of the ingredients, of course it's gonna be hard for the background for the evaporated milk to hold. Hold on, let me show you why. So you see, right? So it takes the shape of the container, but the milk will be the one where to place everything. So imagine if you were gonna put the banana, or like this, the cow, when we start putting them, see? So you gotta make sure that it's gonna hold this, because the one at the bottom that we're planning to use is the parchment paper. Wait, let me show you. Let's put it here for now. Now let's cut the actual glass. Now the idea here is that because the parchment paper is thin material, so we're gonna pin it or put the weight of all the ingredients against it. Actually, we don't need to do this. Sorry, I forgot. You know why? Because the parchment paper can see this. I forgot.
Yeah, this is when he came there, she was happy.
See?
Took a memory of her dad.
Sorry.
I just putting it the word to see.
I got carried away with the cutting. Okay, so that's that, and then I'm gonna cut it now.
So this is the idea. We're gonna have to erase all this. No, the ones on the side. Because once you glue all of them, you'll find it difficult to do this. And also, erase gently because it's such a thin paper. Okay, now we're gonna put this. See? So the idea is having a cross section of the halo-halo. So yeah, sure, we can put them all together if you want really that look. But in my artwork that I made for Museo Pambata, I didn't do this because I wanted, it's like understood. Okay, so everyone already knows that they are inside. So the more focus is to see the actual ingredients. Okay. So that is the idea on how we're gonna work on it. So we're done with that. Now we're gonna do the shaved ice. So with the shaved ice, we're now gonna use the tracing paper. Let me get a scratch tracing paper I already have. So same procedure, we're just gonna trace this because we can see it already. You're just gonna have to trace it, then cutting it and then tracing it. It would also be easier. Now you can make your own shape if ever that you want to add more. Sure, no problem. This is now the shaved ice. That we are doing. So you don't need it to be so perfect with what was traced, no? You just need to make sure that it's a clean, irregular cut. And then same procedure. Now you're gonna have to erase this way gently because this can rip. Because the idea is, again, you know, to put it on top like that. See? So you can still see, oh, there's halo, there's ice. See? There's that identifiable another transparent paper, but also, you know, it's not the frosted glass. It separates it. So things like this are very important when you're doing mixed media art because you're not coloring with dry medium like pencils or pastels. You're actually using the way the paper was made and its thickness, its opacity, its texture, its smoothness, roughness, glossiness, matte. matte feeling of it. So all of this, it's actually another hard medium to play, but if you get to do it right, then there's gonna be no more problem. So now we're done with all of the transparent stuff. Now we're gonna go back to the colored ones. Let's just separate it so we can see better. Okay, what we have left. So let's try the ice cream. Yes. So now, let's see. So which do you think, since we have two ubes here, the ice cream and the 𝗚𝗵𝗴𝗃, what do you think goes best with the ice cream as a base or background? Is it this, or this? So for me, based on what I saw, this was the best one that we can put. It's brighter than the 𝗚𝗵𝗴𝗃, right? So we're gonna use it, and also because the one I have already with the bright purple violet is already hard, and that's the one gonna be on top, so it has to hold onto this side of the parchment paper. Because the goal here, because remember I told you that the parchment paper is a thin paper, it would be hard to put it, to secure it. So we're gonna use the weight of the ones on top of it, and that will be the one that will help us to place it and position it in the paper, which will have the main background of the halo-halo. Okay, so we're gonna use the form of the ice cream to put the weight on top, and then we'll only have to figure out this part. Okay, because trust me, all these transparent papers are very hard to use as a media. It takes a lot of trial and error, because there are times that I have to do artworks all over again just because how delicate these papers are, especially the tracing paper. My gosh, very temperamental. You erase it and you happen to be rough a little bit, it rips. A little bit of water, it wrinkles. Little bit of glue, it wrinkles. See, like that. So now we're gonna have to trace. So with this, we're just gonna trace it completely. And again, like with the smaller ones, we're gonna have to trace all of these lines. Okay, so we have a pattern on how we're gonna do things. Oops. Okay. And then now we cut. So again, we will have to erase some of the parts that had the trace. Messy. Okay. So we can already start seeing, just by that, how it's starting to look. So we can put that aside. And then we're gonna do the 𝗚𝗵𝗴𝗃. And also, we need to have two different shades of violet for this, Just because in case, remember how many times when halo-halo is served, most of the time the ube halaya is on top with the leche flan and then the ice cream on top. So they have to be together in some way or near. So it doesn't look messy that there's like a continuation of the ice cream. That's why the other one has to be way the ice cream. That's why the other one has to be way darker. Diba? It's starting to look like that. Or you can put the ice cream on top and then like that. Once you get to start seeing it, it will start to take shape already when you have all the ingredients. You can change the shape of the ube halaya if you want. You can even add more ube halaya. It's up to you. Just make sure na when you're making or resizing, make sure that it would look neat also when you start arranging them. Diba? Kasi mamaya pag na-cut mo na, tapos it would look parang not balanced. Okay, so now we're gonna do the leche flan. So with the leche flan, its distinct feature is the flan itself and the caramel on top. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do this. Now it will be like that one with the kamote earlier, but we're gonna have to think of this. See? Now I purposely chose a light paper that has texture on it. You see that line? Because with years of doing collage, I realized that the textures can also help teach the eye on most likely where the shape. For example, I only have this color, right? So I need to do the shape. I am thinking of to follow these horizontal lines. For example, it's gonna go like that. The line will also be like that, and if it's facing there, it would look like that. So that even if they have the same color, there's this distinction that they were both in opposite direction. Let me show you. Right? And then this one. So this one will have to follow that shape because the lines are like this. But if yours don't have, of course, we will all have different diba? Paper. You can just go ahead and go derecho with this. Ano lang to? Styling lang. Make it more special and interesting. You yourself, when you're doing this, you will have your own ideas as you go. Maybe in your province, you add other things in your halo-halo, which when I was researching this afternoon, I found out that there were more varieties of halo-halo that I didn't know. So you can add also, you know. And let's see. Okay, so that's that. So this is this. I need to cut this part. See, yun na. Korteng leche flan na. And then we will look for that nice 𝗏𝗏𝗏 color. Let me see what I have here. Because it's like brown, but not really brown. It's, what is that? Like a nice, is it something like this? It's something like this. I think this would go. So yeah, let's try it out. So if you don't have a color like this, you can use your crayons, pastels. That will be perfect for your own flan. See? So now you will see there are some extras there. We will remove that later. Just position first your caramel. There are really times that it would be like that. You know why? Because when you put a stencil, you trace it. There will be that extra space all the time, sadly. So there will be, it will never fit exactly the same because you're copying the shape from outside. But that's okay, you can always trim. That is part of the process. Okay. See? That's our flan. Ching! Okay, now next. What's the last? Meron pa? Okay. Now we're gonna use the sugar. Now with these sugar granules, we're gonna have to use some sort of like white here or gray. We're gonna have to put it here at the bottom. Hold on. Let me see what I can put. Oh, not that nakapula. Okay, let's try this gray ones of, oh no. No. Here, I found a unique pattern from a magazine. And let's see if we can use it here. Cause sugar, right? It's clear, but it has that gray stuff. Originally, I have used ticket punchers for this. You know yung ticket ng bus? Here. This, remember? So this puncher releases small dots, and the things that will fall off, that would be the one that I would use for these to form circles. But since many of you for sure will not have this, we will just make do. Okay, so for the details, we will have to do that in the workshop. See, this is the sugar. So let's check if it will still stand out from the background. Yeah, it will still be seen. Because remember, sugar is what they put first in the halo-halo, and it will stay at the bottom. So there you go. That is our ingredients and the first phase of our paper collaging halo-halo. See you in the workshop, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think when I get to see you. Bye!